What a nasty weather. It's cold, it's cloudy and it's damp. Those are exactly the conditions when fire is needed the most, but is also the most difficult to make, especially when you rely on friction fire techniques such as the bow drill. Even if you can make miles of such cordage from nature or shape these wooden bits with your bare teeth, you still have one mortal enemy facing you. This moisture. The knowledge on how to cope with this problem, making nearly all woods useless, is not only the brilliant display of the potential of bow drill, but also that critical bit of information making it useful in nearly any weather conditions. For the purpose of this test, we will revert to somewhat laboratory conditions in the back of our own garden. I will use a proven bow drill set made of lime wood. So, let's see how the woods work in their dry state. Don't forget to lubricate the top bearing with some leaves. Now I can complete the entire set, and with my drill bit burnt in and notch made ready, I can attempt to make a coal. So let's see how this goes. You can see I get smoke quite rapidly and reliably. Yes, and at the end there is a coal which formed. So you can see that lime wood is a very suitable material for the creation of bow drill coals. Now I will do something which you shouldn't do when you're training the basics. I'll plunk the two pieces of lime wood into water. So now let's see how the woods work after 14 hours of soaking. Even after letting the surface of the wood dry a bit in the sun, the 14-hour long soaking has still left the inner wood completely moist. So let's see how fire making goes with the wood in such conditions. Just need to lubricate the top bearing. Put a spit into it to help the lubrication even more. And go straight onto it. Well, although I display maximum effort in rotation speed and pressure, presumably with the wood in this condition, I failed. So before we attempt the actual coal, a drying procedure must be made, and I'm going to show you how. I strongly recommend you to swap your hands and legs for the relatively lengthy drying process. The drying itself is achieved by a special drilling regime when you drill for a short time until you get the first sign of smoke. Then you stop for a while and then you restart your drilling until the first sign of smoke. This procedure is more boring than it is exhausting. Normally it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but with woods in this condition, I'm likely for half an hour or 40 minutes even. After the first attempt for smoke, usually a few strokes are enough to accomplish the first whisker of smoke once again. Stop, lift the spindle out of the socket again, and recommence drilling for a small while. The trick with this technique is that even before the wood starts smoking, charring and eventually abrading itself, the temperature in the drill pit and spindle bottom is near 200 degrees centigrade, which drives the water and moisture away from this contact and eventually dries out the adjacent wood enough for us to successfully create a coal. Some more dandelion leaves and saliva in the upper bearing for lubrication, and on we go again. If your spindle falls out, don't worry about it. Just reset it back and continue. You can take use of the moments when your spindle falls out to re-lubricate the top bearing, when it already happens. The contact between the spindle and hearth won't get cooled that fast. Almost there. Gradually, as you move on with the drying, you have the slight increasing feeling that the wood is becoming more brittle and less slippery as the moisture evaporates. It's also much easier to get smoke again. I've been doing this drying for about 30 minutes now. That's so much for swapping hands, because now with the wood relatively dry as it seems, I can immediately swap position to normal and attempt a coal. What is most interesting is that below this hearthboard, there where the notch is a surprising amount of moisture driven out of the wood. It's incredible. It shows really the potential of this drying technique to dry out even the most wettest of woods. Right, so I'll quickly re-lubricate. Wrap it in there. And away we go. Not only the very thick smoke, but also a ready-made ember is proof that our drying has been successful. And now, to make things complete, I will use this ember prepared from our dry wet lime wood to create a flame. It's funny, you know, when one imagines how much moisture was in the wood, which was then transferred to this concrete tile. It's amazing what a potential this bow drill technique really yields. So here's a tinder bundle with a slightly buffed grass in center. Put the tinder in there. Wait for it to start glowing more. Now I'll blow this, or attempt to blow this, into flames. So there you have it. Flames made by a bow drill set which has been completely soaked through.